Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. الدرس تاع اليوم هو unless. هذا الدرس تاع الجرامر في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية اللي يطيح بزاف في البكالوريا. So pay attention, watch the video till the end ونوعدكم إن شاء الله بلي ما تزيدوش تغلطوا في هذا الدرس. نبداو على بركة الله. الحاجة الأولى اللي لازم نديروها هي نفهموا المعنى تاع unless. Unless is the synonym of if not. ماشي if وحدها but if not. In the sentence you're gonna have two clauses. الكلاوز الأول اللي هو الشرط. الكلاوز الزوج جملة جواب الشرط. That means you have the condition and the result. If تبع الcondition and the same for unless. So unless نديروها مع الكلاوز اللي فيه الcondition. From here we can say that unless and if are under the umbrella of condition. Yet, there is a small difference, and you're gonna see the difference in these examples. Consider this example. If we stop corruption, we will live in peace. If we stop corruption, we will live in peace. هنا السؤال كيفاش يجي؟ They usually say write sentence B so that it means the same as A. ثم عاود لي الجملة بس خلي لي نفس المعنى. That is to say you include unless, you make some changes, but you keep the same meaning. When we include unless, it becomes unless we stop corruption, we will not live in peace. نشوفوا مع بعض إلى قردينا نفس المعنى. في الجملة الأولى اللي فيها if we stop corruption, we will live in peace. كون نحبسوا الفساد نعيشوا في سلام. The second sentence, unless we stop corruption, we will not live in peace. كون ما نحبسوش الفساد ما نعيشوش في سلام. So you see, we have kept the same meaning. You may ask علاه درنا not في second clause تاع result وما درناش في الclause اللي فيه unless. Simply because we said that unless is the synonym of if not. So pretend تخيلوا بلي راكم تشوفوا not مع unless. But it is implicit. راهي implicit. ماكمش تشوفوا في not. But it is included within unless. So we cannot have two negations in one clause. ما نطيقوش نديرو not زوج خطرات in the same clause. So this example revolves around the first rule. When you have two positive clauses, you include not in the second clause. Just like in this example, both clauses are positive. If we stop corruption, we will live in peace. What do I mean by positive? يعني the verbs that are in the clauses are not negative. ما عدناش don't, ما عدناش doesn't, ما كانش haven't, ما كانش hasn't, ما كانش hadn't, ما كانش didn't. So هنا مورا ما دخلنا unless نديرو the second clause in the negative. Because قلت لكم ونعاود لكم الكلاوز اللي فيه unless ما يجيش فيه النيجاتيف. You don't have negative verb in the same clause that includes unless. Another example. If she revised, she wouldn't fail. If she revised, she wouldn't fail. As you can see, here we have negation in the second clause. Wouldn't or would not. So here we have not in the second clause. In this case, after introducing unless, we turn the second clause into the positive. So if you can see, it is the opposite of the first example. When we introduce unless, it becomes unless she revised, she would fail. Unless she revised, she would fail. From here, we understand that we have to switch the second clause, that is in the negative, we switch it or we shift it into the positive. So here the rule says if positive clause, negative clause, the second that includes unless, so we have unless, positive clause, then positive clause. Keep in mind that always الclause اللي تبع unless يجي في positive. Another example. This example is somehow different. If you don't come, I will be upset. If you don't come, I will be upset. Here you notice that the negation is in the first clause. الclause اللي فيه if. Here what you're going to do after introducing unless, we turn the first clause into the positive. علاه نبدله للpositive parce que قلنا unless toujours تجي معاها positive. We cannot say unless you don't come. Here we're going to have two negations and it is incorrect. Instead, we say unless you come, I will be upset. From here, we understand that the if clause, if it is in the negative, it is always turned into the positive. يعني ال if clause, الclause اللي فيه ال if كي جينا في negative, always we turn it into the positive with unless. No matter what we have later on, بغض النظر شو عنا من بعد. عنا positive ولا عنا negative, we keep it as it is. Our main concern is to make the after or the clause that contains unless positive. يعني الverb اللي في second clause إلا مدوهن positive نخلوه مع unless positive. إلا عطوهن negative نخلوه negative. المهم الكلاوز الأول اللي عطوهن negative نردوه positive. ملاحظة كي يعطوك الكلاوز تا if فيه don't or doesn't, you automatically when you involve unless, you put unless plus subject plus verb in the present simple. parce que هادو don't, doesn't, didn't هادو إشارات يورولك the tense of the verb. Just like the example that we have seen, if you don't come, I will be upset. So here, after we introduced unless you come. So you see, we have don't, so automatically the verb is in the present simple. However, when we have didn't, it shows us that the verb here is in the past simple. Just it is in the negative. So we turn it into the positive, keeping the same tense. For instance, if he didn't listen, I would be mad. If he didn't listen, I would be mad. After we introduce unless, or when we introduce unless, we say unless he listened. Unless he listened. So here, didn't showed us that listen is in the past simple, just it is in the negative. Didn't listen. So when we introduce unless, we make it positive. So it becomes listened. Listened. Unless he listened, I would be mad. A small remark is that unless can take place at the beginning as well as in the middle of the sentence. That is to say, for example, unless he listened, I would be mad. Or we can say, I would be mad unless he listened. So you notice that when we start the sentence by unless, the comma is crucial in the middle. سما إلا كنتو بديتو السنتنس تاعكم unless ديروا فاصلة في الوسط. إذا ما كنتوش بديتو unless ما ديروش فاصلة. And that's it. I hope you have understood, and if you have any suggestions or questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Also give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Take care and see you in the next video.